What's up, everybody? My name is Kristen Feemster. I'm a licensed therapist and wellness coach, and welcome to today's talk where I'm going to give you 5 easy tips for improving your relationship with your body. Now, this is a concept that I think a lot of times we're moving forward with decent intentions, but sometimes we can get lost into what it really means to improve your relationship with your body. And so instead of pursuing trying to change your body or morph it into something that you deem to be more acceptable, improving your relationship with your body is beyond the outcome and the look of your body itself. It's about how you feel in your body and taking in your body as a part of who you are and not a project that needs to be worked on. So I really want to get straight into this and just give you all these tips. And I want you to take these in and think about actionable steps that you can make in your own personal life to implement these tips and not just keep them for information, but also use them as tools that can really help you regardless of what your overall goals are for your health and wellness. These are going to be essential. A lot of times I see people who skip this step and they may even get to the goal that they were looking for at the beginning, after a couple of months, after a couple of years, whatever, and they never change their mind. Okay, your relationship with your body is a part of how you think about your body, and that goes with you. That it doesn't matter what size, shape, height you are, your mind is always going to go with you. And I've found that some people have gone the route of achieving the outcome that they wanted and they never changed their mind. And thus they were still suffering with an unhealthy relationship with their body and then setting more goals and needing more outcomes to ultimately find something that is really an internal work. My first tip for you is to find clothes that fit your body size and type. All right, so many times maybe our bodies have changed over the years and we hold on to those clothes. We hold on to those clothes thinking that one day I'm going to fit back in that dress from my 20s, or one day I'm going to get back to that favorite pair of jeans that I have. And the reality is that the longer we stay stuck on what we used to do, what we used to look like, the size that we used to be, whatever that looked like, the longer we are promoting suffering in our own current present life. You need to have clothes that feel good to you right now. You need to have clothes that fit you and celebrate you and empower you in the body that you have right now. You want to have clothes that celebrate you. Number 2 is to avoid self-deprecation and negative self-talk. This sounds like I feel gross, or my body's gross, or look at these fat rolls that I have and look at how my arm jiggles, or anything else that you just observe about your body and you speak about it in a negative, disgusting, disapproval type of way. A lot of times we don't even realize that we're doing this. You could be talking to a friend, you could be trying on clothes somewhere, you could be really just doing anything and find yourself speaking about your body as if you're just over it, as if you just can't stand it and that it's disgusting to you. I think that's a lot of times like the undertone of self-deprecation and negative self-talk is just disapproval and being disgusted by what we see, and ultimately creating that energy within your dialogue with yourself or out loud is only going to feed back more negative energy into your self-esteem, your confidence, and to the ways that you move forward. So you really want to make sure that you're being careful and intentional about what am I actually saying to myself. And I like to give a point with this is that this doesn't mean that you have to say things that you don't feel are true. Okay, so a prime example would be, I love my body. A lot of times people will say, if I'm going to avoid negative self-talk, then that means that I've got to completely, switch the pendulum to super positive self-talk. And a lot of people find that that doesn't resonate because it's not authentic, right? So to say that you love your body over and over and over again, when maybe that's not quite where you are in your journey, I think is counterproductive. What I could see sounding a little bit better would be that I accept my body, or I'm learning to accept my body. I can see good in my body. I thank my body for getting me through another day. You don't have to necessarily go to the positive form of your self-talk, but we do need to start working on reducing and avoiding the negative. It's not helping you move forward. The shame, the guilt is not making you move and do anything any differently. If anything, it's holding you back. So if you can't find that the positive is in alignment with where you are, try to stay neutral. Sometimes it's okay to just not have a comment at all, right? We insert ourselves and say, oh, like make a comment about our body and the way it takes up space or something, when really we could just like practice not saying it. That would be a step forward rather than moving through continuing to say things out loud that are unhelpful. Another tip that I recommend is spending more quality time with your body. A lot of women find that once they become embarrassed about something with their body or ashamed of something, or their body has changed for whatever reason in life, transitions that we have, that they start to like disconnect. And we talked about the body disconnection here before, and spending time with your body is the best way to work on that connection. So, for example, if you never look in the mirror unless it's to put makeup on or to brush your teeth, just out of function, you have to look in the mirror. I want you to take all distractions out and spend some time just intentionally and mindfully looking at the body that you have. Now, you're going to have to work on that self-talk, and you're going to have to work on not finding every single thing that's wrong with it. But I do believe that getting more comfortable with just seeing yourself in a different light can help you to feel more comfortable in your body when you're in other spaces. When we're in other spaces, we can sometimes feel a bit exposed because we've never even taken the time to really get comfortable with what we have going on. This could also look like taking personal pictures and selfies. Now, nothing too crazy if you don't want to, but just a selfie. Just getting your phone out and saying, let me get used to what I look like on camera, so that the first time that I'm seeing myself is not on a public platform or on social media or in a place that I can't control. Let me get comfortable. Let me find what sides of myself I enjoy. Let me find what smiles and, what facial expressions I really like on my face, so that when the time comes for me to embrace those moments and be confident and know myself, I actually have spent time getting to know my body. Number 4 is to not follow social media accounts that promote shame and comparison as a motivator for change. This is a big one in the fitness world and in the wellness world. There's a lot of before and afters, and I was depressed, down in the dumps. I was doing this, I was doing that. And then I made all of these changes and I lost 100 pounds, and now I'm just the greatest person ever. And although we can honor that some transitions really are admirable and inspirational, we have to make sure that we're not using someone's story of transformation as a means of beating ourselves up or shaming ourselves for still being in that before state. Okay. Life is a journey. Well, your health and wellness is a journey. There is no beginning and no end. There's really no before and after. It's a part of a continuing journey that will go for the rest of our lives. And so I think that if we can step away from the before and after and be more present with how we're showing up in our day-to-day lives to promote our own well-being, I think that's most important. And you want to find accounts that align with that mentality. You don't want to find yourself following a lot of accounts that cause you to compare yourself to the bodies that you see on those accounts, or accounts with professionals that are promoting shame in some sort of way or using shame in some sort of way to make you want to engage with their content or to buy a product or sign up for their services. Okay, that all feeds back into the mentality that you have, and shame really has no room in your wellness journey moving forward. We have to find every factor that plays into that element of shame, and we have to uproot it and get rid of it. And social media just happens to be another function of that if we're not careful about who we follow. So before you just click follow on an account, go and check out and see what kind of content they're putting out into the world, what kind of energy they're going off of, and see if that is the best thing for you. Number 5 is finding movement that you actually enjoy. This is a big one, and this is really a major factor in changing something that is supposed to be, that was maybe meant to be temporary, like a specific workout plan or a specific weight loss goal, and really transforming that into a lifestyle, something that you look forward to. If you reflect on your last couple of weeks of movement and you don't remember having any joy, it's time to find new ways of moving. Now, there is an element of needing strength and mobility and functional training within your exercise routine. I will acknowledge that as you get older, your muscles change, your density, your bone density changes, and some of those exercises that may be a little more boring or mundane, they actually are good for you to kind of try to be more intentional about, right? But outside of that, there are so many ways that you can move your body that will bring you community, that will bring you joy, that will give you something to look forward to. And I absolutely think that that makes a difference between people who are able to stick to a routine for a certain amount of time and people who are actually able to like embody it as a lifestyle. So take an inventory of the last 2 weeks, maybe to a month of exercise and movement that you've had, and think about what classes or what types of movement actually were joyful to you. And y'all, I don't just mean the gym, I mean any type of movement. This could be taking a walk with a friend in your favorite park. This could be washing your car if somebody enjoys doing that, right? It could be washing your car. It could be going for a hike. It could be, going to your complex pool and going for a swim. Those things count, all right? Working out is a very small part of a healthy lifestyle, and the way you move in and through the rest of your life is just as important, and we want those things to be joyful. So those are my 5 tips on how to improve your relationship with your body. I encourage you all to take these tips and find one tangible, realistic step that you can take here in the next week or so to take action on the information that you received. It's helpful to know the tips, but it's even more beneficial when you're able to implement them into your day-to-day life. This is a work in progress, right? It's not a pass-fail type of experience. This is going to be, let me implement something that is ultimately going to move me forward and begin to rewire some of the ways that I'm thinking about my relationship with my body. Thank you for joining me for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.